We should never allow the government to decide what is acceptable speech and what is unacceptable speech. We should penalize behaviors, not opinions, and not speech. If you start trying to regulate speech, you start trying to regulate thoughts, you start trying to regulate beliefs rather than behaviors, there's no way that you're not going to abridge the constitutional rights of millions of Americans.
They've traveled faster and, of course, a lot farther. They're the first men to break out of the Earth's gravitational field, and they're the first men ever to lay eyes on the dark side of the moon. According to Anders, the dark side of the moon looks pretty beat up, or as he put it, like a sand pile my kid's been playing with a long time. Lovell reports he's picked out a likely landing spot for future lunar explorers, and Commander Borman has radioed a special Christmas prayer back to Earth. Apollo 8 is slated to make 10 low orbits of the moon before finally heading back toward home early tomorrow.
Bell live telecast. This Earth, this good Earth, as spacecraft Commander Frank Borman called it. The Earth from 97,000 miles out in space as Apollo 8 sped through the cold farewell live telecast. This Earth, this good Earth, as spacecraft Commander Frank Borman called it. The Earth from 97,000 miles out in space as Apollo 8 sped through the cold blackness and burning sunlight. Halfway home, the moon over their shoulders, and their historic 20 hours of lunar orbit, a landmark in man's exploration. Frank Borman flicked the live camera switch on. The telephoto lens centered on the sunlit Americas and big clouds over the Atlantic as the astronauts sent their final TV message.
This view from Earth with a telephoto lens at some 97,000 nautical miles.
And on the Earth, you're so far out in space. I think I must have the feeling that the travelers in the old sailing ships used to have.
Flying a critical 6.5-degree pitch angle and must stay on it to safely re-enter and land in the right area. The re-entry is automatic and everything's working all right now, and Borman can do it manually with little trouble if he has to. They'll roar back in from space over India and Red China, and then Apollo 8's course goes south toward a landing 1,000 miles southwest of Hawaii. The aircraft carrier Yorktown, the prime recovery ship, is standing by to pick them up. They'll land about 45 minutes before daybreak and stay in the spacecraft until sunup. As of now, the weather for recovery is good. Some broken clouds and 4-foot seas. No real problems expected. Borman, Lovell, and Anders are trying to get as much rest as possible tonight to be ready for tomorrow morning's landing.
The G-spike at LC. Just under 7 Gs. We would estimate they're down to the 180,000-foot point. Flattening out and actually beginning to ascend slightly. They should be, their heat rate will dramatically recede, but they'll still maintain a large heat load. It's barely 5,000 degrees out on the leading edge of the heat shield.
15, 14, 15, 12, 11, 10, 9. We have ignition sequence start. The engines are armed. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We have commit. We have liftoff. Liftoff at 7:51 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have cleared the top.
Start clear. 13 seconds.
that takes place between the control center and the astronauts.
Our station at Honeysuckle, Australia reports that we do have a radio signal from the spacecraft. They're having a bit of trouble logging up at this point, to the point where we can get voice communication from the crew.
Well, Australia's hearing them, apparently. There's some difficulty getting the signal on back to Houston. Well, actually, then, this is the big one, right?
This is big firing, Peter.
And now that this is successfully done, it looks as if the major part of the possible problems are over.
That's right. This was a close maneuver. Everybody was sweating, although everybody had all the confidence in the world that the engine would fire.
Well, let's switch now to Houston and First Woods from Apollo 8, having deorbited the moon.
Apollo 8, Houston.
One of the three tracking stations that have been in contact with the spacecraft most of the time is located in Australia. The other is in Spain, and the other one is in this country, in Goldstone, California. Australia is in contact at the moment.
They've reported from around the world, challenged the powerful, and they bring all of this to every story that breaks.
We've got breaking news, and it's good news.
And touches your heart.
How do you even say thank you? Thank you is not big enough.
I made this. survivors.